Welcome, my friend. In this video, we are going to discuss a concept called suspensions. Now, you use suspensions with chords, okay? And to define what a suspension is, you basically take a note from one chord, okay, in the first measure, and you sustain that note to the following measure before you resolve it. That's basically what it is. It'll make more sense with some examples. So let's get started with that. The first suspension I'm going to show you is a 7/6 suspension. And it goes like this. Okay, so I started with this chord. And what that is, that's a C major, but I'm starting it on a G, which means it's the second inversion of a C major chord. I hold that out for 4 beats, the first measure, and then you hear me switch the root, the G, to F, while the C and the E are sustaining over that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then I take this E, I'd switch that to a D. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then I resolve the pattern. So the 7 comes from, since my root is now an F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, since I'm 7 notes away from the F, and I resolve that to the D, which is the 6th note from the F. That's where the name 7/6 suspension comes from. That's the first example. All right, the next example we're going to do is a 2/3 suspension, and it goes like this. Okay, so we started again with that C major second inversion with G as the root. And then the following measure, we brought that F in, okay? Now, since we're in the key of C, okay, because we're doing a C major chord, this note, the D, is the second note in the C major scale. That's where the 2 comes from. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then we're going to switch this to, so we're taking that C and we're switching that now to a B. And the distance from B to D is 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's where the 2/3 name comes from. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Then we resolve to the C major chord just like that. That's the 2/3 suspension. And now, the third and final example we're going to review with suspensions is the 4/3 suspension. This is probably one of the most common suspensions that you may or may not have realized that you've heard in a lot of songs. Here's an example. Okay, so basically, I still have the C and the E from that second inversion of a C major chord. And I've switched the root. I'm just using an E note as the root, making a small pattern from it. I go to an F, then I finally have the G as the root, and the C is holding over top of that. So you hear that C note, and the G to the C is a distance of 4. That's 4 notes away, and I resolve to that B, so that's the 3. So, and then I finish on the C major. That's a 4/3 suspension. Next, I have tablatures of those 3 suspension examples for you to review. I also want to stress that there are more suspension forms that can be used. Some examples are 9/8, 9/10, 7/8, and 4/5. There's a lot of information online about these. But if you take the information I gave you today, you should be able to figure some, if not all of those out with it. So thank you very much for joining me on this video, and have a great day.